SHOT Show 2023 at the Streamlight booth, meeting a new brother from another mother, Brian. How you doing, man?
Hey, how you doing, man?
I got a little tongue-tied there.
It happens at SHOT Show.
Yeah, it happens. I don't know. Maybe we got the shot. I'm not going to even say it, but a prelude, right, for the new one. So, Brian, how long have you been with Streamlight?
I've been with Streamlight just about 10 years now. I manage our law enforcement division for the West Coast, everything from Alaska down to Hawaii.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. Hey, you love those Hawaiian trips, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, I was wearing an Aloha shirt yesterday. We'll see if we can get you set up with one for Gear Challenge. You like the Aloha shirts?
I do.
Yeah, I think it's mandatory in law enforcement.
It is.
Type of a thing.
It's mandatory in my family too. My wife's from Hawaii, so.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you got
a lot in the closet.
So you got a better reason to go there than just look at waves.
That's right.
Very good. Okay, so what do we have new for or from Streamlight for 2023, or even for late 2022? I'm pretty flexible, brother.
So new for 2023, what we're talking about at SHOT is the ProTech 2.0 line. So this is kind of an encompassing line of a handheld, a headlamp, and a rifle light. They're all based around our new SLB50 battery. So this is a USB-C rechargeable battery. And what's unique about it, it has a guide index on there. So what that allows you to do is we can charge this battery outside of the light, or when we drop it into the light, that index rotates the battery to a specific position so that you can expose the USB-C port from the outside. You don't have to take it out of the light. So each one of these lights in all three of the lines is 2,000 lumen, and it has a 2.5-hour runtime on high. They're also 10 tap programmable, so you can have strobe, low, you can emit those things, whatever you want to do to make this light function the way that you want it.
The environment that you're in and what you prefer. Because, you know, good God, too much light against a real bright thing, next thing you know, I'm seeing spots myself.
Yeah. We have guys in law enforcement, obviously, that want to run this thing on high when it first comes on. But I've also had friends in the past that they moonlight as HVAC technicians, and they want it to come on low first. They don't want to blind themselves shooting 2,000 lumens off a piece of sheet metal put away from their face. So they'll reprogram this really quickly to have it come on low first, and then put it back on the high first when they go back to patrol. Right.
Now, the LED in this, well, let's cover real quick, if you can, give me some price point here. Retail.
Price point retail, you're going to find this roughly street price around $150 for the handheld, maybe around $170 for the rifle light. It does come with a pressure pad. One of the unique things to this light from our previous ProTech line is that you can unplug this pressure pad, and it has a tail cap switch as well. So the cool thing about this is if you run a pressure pad on there, you're going through a doorway or something, it gets snagged and ripped out, you still have the tail cap switch, so the light still functions. Right. And then the headlamp, around $125.
So everything's under $200.
Yep.
Yeah, very good. What would be, if you were so inclined as to need a spare battery, or two or three, what would price point be on loading up with extra batteries?
Yeah, you're looking at about $20 for the battery. The great thing about battery technology nowadays is we've gotten away from the nickel metal hydride and the NiCad batteries in most of these types of lights. We've gone to a lithium battery. They have such great life cycles. I mean, you can charge them and drain them and run it over and over and over again. And they're not going to last you just a couple of years. They're going to last many years.
Right. Yeah. Now, on your, I like how you can charge it either on its own or through the body of the device. And is that with all three devices you can do that?
That's correct. All three devices. You can see that you have a channel that opens up. This is the battery that I took out of this one, but that exposes the USB port there. Same thing with the rifle light. You have a channel that opens up there and exposes the USB-C port.
Now your sliding sleeve, does that create a level of water resistance for the battery? Because, you know, clearly you don't want to drop this in a tub or a toilet or whatever. And so once it's, you know, in situ in the device, is there a level of water resistance when it's closed?
There is, and you can actually see that red O-ring there that seals up that sleeve as you pull it shut. So, yeah, it's going to work in any environment that you need.
Do you know what level? There's a term that's used on like depth or water pressure. Do you know how deep that could be dropped? Like if you were to drop it in, you know, a stream, or if you were to drop it in a toilet,
Right.
whatever.
Off the top of my head, I can't remember the IPX rating on it. I don't want to throw the number out there and be wrong either. But I know it's, you're going to be able to submerge this thing for like maybe a foot to 3 feet for half an hour, that type of deal.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's, you're not going to get water penetrating in. It's certainly not a dive light. We can't take it down to deep depths like we're diving. But it is a duty-rated light that's meant to be taken out into the elements. You're not going to be afraid of getting dirt, dust, mud, rain into this and having issues. It's pretty stout.
So if we had this out on Monday at range day out at Boulder with that little bit of this and that, as long as it wasn't hit by a bolt of lightning, we're okay.
Yeah, that's right.
I heard we were close, but I don't know. But I'm kind of impervious to that stuff. I only notice it after it happens. On the LED itself, there's some folks that you're going to be somebody may use it as a medic light, and I know that talking to the guys, the EMS guys, the medics,
right.
They want that really very bright, well, not bright, but they want a very clear white light to be able to check, when you're doing your pressure check on skin or what
right.
have you on the fingers, or even identifying blood. And I don't know. Do you know what the LED rating is on that? Way above my pay grade. I know that the tech guys really get off in the weeds on that.
This is what we call a lower CRI rating, so it's a cooler color temperature. We also have specific lights in our lineup that are what we call high CRI color temperatures, and those are actually a warmer color light. So when we get into the specifics of a more dedicated CRI number, we usually talk about the high ones, and there's not too much concern for the low number because there's so many variables in the color temperature range. But I will say this, the human eye is pretty amazing at adapting to different white balance colors and everything else. And we've had really good lucks with EMTs and everybody else that use these flashlights where they're having like you were saying, checking the scan, checking pupils.
Right. And I'm kind of thinking in terms of your headlamp there, that's what most of those guys would want to use if they could.
Yeah, right.
So, okay.
This one might be a little bright for that EMT market at 2,000 lumens.
Can that adjust down by it?
But you can adjust it down.
Okay,
absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Just kind of thinking outside the box here a little bit, which is probably a bad idea, but what are you going to do? Okay, listen, anything else coming up for Streamlight in the near future?
You'll have to check back NRA 2023 to find out.
Okay, man, you're not going to. Okay, we're going to go around behind through that secret door. We'll have a private discussion in a few.
That's right.
Okay, so favorite adult beverage if you have one?
Favorite adult beverage?
Well, I guess that could even be tea for all.
It's a little, it's more of a regional beverage, but Mac and Jack African Amber Beer. It's out of Seattle, Redmond, Washington, actually. That's my favorite go-to drink. I love it.
Very good. Do you like cigars?
I used to. Try to stay away from them now.
Okay, I do have a set of horns that come out every once in a while with the Temptations. So we'll see if we can get you back into a Maduro maybe with that beer. The beer you were talking about, is that an IPA or is that?
It's an amber. It's a little bit darker beer.
Okay.
It's not as hoppy as an IPA.
Well, man, an amber beer. You've got to have a cigar. You're fiending for a cigar when you have one of those. Yeah. Okay. Well, listen. I don't want your wife coming after me. That's the last thing I need, brother. You have a very good trip home and enjoy the rest of your show.
You too. Great talking with you.